Hello, boys and girls, this is Anders, of course, and oh yes, it is time for another retro game gold nugget, and this time we're gonna look at a really old game, Duke Nukem 3D, and this is gonna be a remastered 3D version, so it's actually looking better than the original did. The original was released back in 1996. Actually, the 29th of January 1996. So it is now, let's see, now 17 years old, no, 15 years old. Yeah, 15 years old, so that is pretty goddamn old. I was 9 years old when this was released, and oh my god, I got to play it at my uncle's place, even though my mom told my uncle not to let me play it. I think my uncle was 18 back then. Yeah, I'm guessing something like that, 18 or a bit over 20. But he was like, ah, fuck that shit. Of course, the boy is gonna be able to play some Duke Nukem for real men. So he turns out like a Viking, and God, I had nightmares like a Viking. But god, I love the game. Oh my god, fuck me sideways. This is a good game. This is a classic. If you never played it, you should play it just for the kicks, because trust me, you're gonna have a lot of fun, because there's a lot of like young adult jokes that anybody who has a sense of humor are gonna love, and pretty childish humor too, but I love childish humor, so this was the game for me without a doubt. And it still is. Let's see here now, I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of information too. The developers was 3D Realms, publishers GT Interactive, designers was George Broussard, Alan H. Bloom III and Todd Repolage, and the composer for the awesome music here was Robert Prince and Lee Jackson. And it was, of course, the Duke Nukem series is what it was built on. But this was really the first Duke Nukem video game that was in 3D, and this was pretty amazing back then. And as I said, this is a remaster. This is kind of like Serious Sam HD. It looks a lot better than when it was released, and this looked like crap when it was released. Sure, a lot of people could have made it look a lot better than it does even now, but you kind of want to keep that old school feel about the game, because it is an old school game, it's a classic, it's goddamn awesome. The sad thing is that the developer 3D Realms, I believe those went bankrupt or something like that a few years back, due to the fact that Duke Nukem Forever never came out, and what's your name? The guys who made Duke Nukem Forever instead kind of shit upon it. I mean, it wasn't good, it was horrible. I mean, I've always liked Duke Nukem as a character. He's been kicking ass. I mean, blonde Viking. I am pretty goddamn sure he's got some Viking in his blood, so to say. But they made him into a fucking pussy in Duke Nukem Forever. It was not the same Duke I fell in love with as a kid, getting nightmares from his fucking game. But anyway, this game is something you really should play, because this is a lot better than Duke Nukem Forever. The sad thing is that I don't think you actually can buy the game, so I think you will have to just find a way to download it actually. I can't provide you guys with a link to download it, since that would kind of be illegal for me to do, and that could cause a lot of problems for me. But it is what's called abandonware, I would believe, since you can't buy it. So since you can't buy it, you can't get it any other way, and that means even if you don't, if you just pirate it, so to say, they don't lose any money of it, so since you can't buy it. So, but if you find a place to buy it, I would strongly recommend you do so. I wasn't able to find anyone, but since I had a game since before, that wasn't that huge of a deal, so to say. But this game, as I said, awesome memories. I mean, it just puts a smile on my face every time I see one of the enemies like sitting on its knees, and I just walk forward to them and put my boot up their face. Mighty boot engaged. This is Duke Nukem. I'm here to kick some ass and chew some bubblegum. I'm all out of gum. I don't even know if I impersonated that even half good, but this is a kick-ass game. I don't know how many of you guys actually are in my age or older, so you remember games like this, but there's a lot of secrets, there are a lot of like enemies that's gonna pop up when you find secrets and stuff like that, just like the one you just saw, and there we got one in the in the screen of the cinema. So there is a lot of cool stuff you can do and finding in a game like this, and it really gives you more of a satisfaction than playing like Call of Duty campaigns or playing Battlefield campaign for that matter, because both of those campaigns fucking sucked. I mean, both are great online multiplayer games, but the campaigns, oh Mois Diaz, oh sacre bleu. But that's gonna be it for my talkie. Just enjoy the rest of the gameplay, and as usual, thank you guys for watching, have a wonderful day, bye bye.